Hi guys, this is Tina. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm just here to do a hopefully quick video of a couple of items that I'm listing in my shop. So I've got two items here. They're both kit type parcels or packages. Yeah, so I'll get cracking with showing you them. So if I show you this one first, it's bound here with this pretty, I don't know what colour you would call this, a kind of, I don't know what colour, golden colour ribbon. I'm sorry that the lighting's not brilliant. It's a really foul day here, so I've got all the lights on. Right, yes, it's bound with the ribbon there. So the first item here is this little fold out piece. It's just got some napkin on the front and a couple of decorative elements there. And then tucked into this pocket, you've just got a little flippy piece. That's just from some altered file folder. I mean, obviously you could slot both flaps in. I thought it was quite nice, you know, having one flap kind of overhanging, if I can even get it back in, that is. So I might have to do this later when I'm not leaning around the camera. And then just tucked into this front pocket, you've just got a couple of little pieces there. This one's been stitched on the sewing machine, so they just go back in there. I will sort that out when I'm not leaning around the tripod. You've got a little flippy pad with some tracing paper and then just some paper scraps and fly sheet and various other things. They've been stitched on the sewing machine, and then some lace trim popped across the top there. Here you've got just a little kind of flippy pad. I mean, it technically probably would open that way, but I'm opening it this way so you can see the lovely butterfly on there. And it's just got some coffee dyed papers inside. And then in the back, I've just layered up a couple of tickets with a butterfly and just made a little pocket there for an extra piece in the back. Then here you've got a sort of like mini journal, I suppose I would call it. It's just got some coffee dyed sheets, it's got some vellum, and it's again just been stitched on the sewing machine, just straight down the signature there. Really pretty on the cover. You've just got obviously some doily here held on as well, a copy of some of my vintage paperwork, and then a little label with some lace over it. And on the back you've got obviously that gorgeous image of the bird. That's that. Then here I've just done a little pocket from some sheet music. I've stitched around it with the sewing machine, layered up a couple of pieces on there, and just tucked in a couple of pieces for journaling. Here you've just got a little file folder. Again, it's just been kind of inked up and distressed, and yeah, looks nice and grungy. Here you've got just a tiny kind of, again, like a little mini journal. It's just got some paper sort of scraps there, and you know, some tracing paper and things. So again, I mean, it's quite a sort of scrappy little journal, but it's got surprisingly quite a lot of space for writing. And then it's also got a little front pocket where you've got a couple of extra pieces in there. Oops. And then the front, I've just layered up various little elements there, and popped some lace around it. So again, that's just from some altered file folder. And then here is the main kind of part, I suppose. It's a folio, and I've clipped on a fabric flower. Oops. I can't unclip it around the tripod. So this is just a little fabric flower there, and that's just clipped on so you can, you know, move it around or use it in another project. You've got here attached with a bulb pin, you've got a little, I'm going to do a tutorial on these, but it's kind of like a bling bar, or I've got some that I would call kind of music blocks. Yeah, there's a tutorial coming up for those, but one of those, and then one of my little button embellishments. You've got a flower here that's actually attached to the page, one of my little postage stamp embellishments, some lace, a couple of other things layered up, some fabric ruffle, and a little bow there. The back is plain other than obviously the lace where it's attached. Then going inside the folio itself, here you've just got a little pull-out piece just on some coffee dyed paper with a little stamped image. That just tucks in that pocket. You've got a little label here. I've left this plain for journaling. You've got some lace and some pearl trim. And then tucked into the pocket, you've got here just a little tag. You've got a little copy of a vintage photo. Oh, sorry. I shall back that onto something if I remember. I have to say I'm terrible at remembering things, so I may not. But yes, so you've got that. You've got this piece which I would use as a little pocket in a journal, kind of stitch around it and just use it, glue around it and pop it on a page and just pop things in. And then here I've just got a little coin envelope from my Marvellous Men kit with just a couple of the photos there from the Marvellous Men kit. So I've tried to mix a lot of different kits together here and pieces together. I've talked before, I struggle sometimes, I like everything very matchy-matchy, so I'm trying to push myself out of my comfort zone and mix things up a little bit more. So here I've made just a little envelope, and tucked in there I've just got one of my little journaling cards, but that's just on coffee dyed paper rather than card. I've lost my words for some reason. So you've just got a couple of those, and they're just, as I say, on coffee dyed paper, but you've got obviously room for journaling on the back, and then the envelope's just got some lace and things, so that just tucks in here. Then here I've just got an envelope which is kind of a little flippy flap, flip flap, and then here you've just got an altered vintage piece. That just again tucks in there. It's a copy of a vintage piece, sorry, must just clarify. Lady here with a flower, layered up bits there and some lace trim. Then on this side you've got a little pocket in here, and in the pocket, so you've got some layered up pieces here, and you've got just a little tag for journaling. So again, I'm trying to kind of mix up the colours a bit and be a bit more adventurous. That same lady there on a frame. That just tucks in, and then again a little kind of flippy pad just with some sort of paper scraps. So I mean, I really have tried to kind of mix the colours up and the kits up and things like that, but hopefully with a kind of flow going through it as well. And then opening kind of the folio completely, you've got here a little kind of fold out piece, says make every day count. You've got some lace and some other bits layered up. And then you've got also a little envelope here that just flips out, and I just tucked a little ticket in there. So that goes in like that. And then inside this pocket, I've just popped in again another piece. Oh, sorry. Again, it's got mess on the back, so I apologise for that. And then you've got here a fabric piece. So this, you know, probably would use this for like maybe the front, the cover of a journal or something. I've just popped it in. I thought it went really nicely with the kit, and it was just another different type of thing to include. And then here, this large kind of journaling card, again, just with this little image on there and backed onto some coffee dyed card. So, you know, lots of room for journaling. I've just spotted one more little thing hiding in there, just a stamped image for another sort of journaling card there. Then here you've just got a couple of pieces layered up and a little flower. And then tucked in, I just did a journaling card here with a little clock image. And you've got some other images there kind of layered up. And then here you've just got a little envelope, and I just popped in just a copy of, I think that's a little playing card from my Beautiful Birds kit. And then here I just made a little envelope with, again, just layered up some pieces, and then on the back I've layered up lots of different pieces and some stamping, little label in the middle. So I like how that looks. Then here I've just got a coffee dyed envelope, again layered up some pieces on the front to kind of keep the flow of the themes going, and then tucked in there, if I can get it out, it's just an index card with just a label from my Blossom Blush kit, and again this lady. So, and that's just been distress inked up. So I mean, everything, although is different from different kits, from different sources, you know, I think there's quite a good continuity going through the journal. And then the final piece here, you've just got one of those little pockets, again with some things layered up and some lace, and then just a little journaling card from my Beautiful Birds kit there. That just all tucks in here. So, I mean, overall, you've got quite a lot of room there for journaling. But obviously kind of in different forms. So you've got obviously the folio with all the pull-out pieces there, and then obviously you've got all of these different pieces with the couple of like mini journals. I mean, you know, they are obviously not a full-size journal or anything like that, but you know, they're just giving you some extra journaling space. And then obviously you've got your flower clipped on, and obviously your ribbon binding that together. So that's the first kit and folio that's in my shop. And then the second kit is this one here. This one is bound together with some of this gorgeous purple ribbon. These actually should be in a different part of the kit, so I shall tidy this up in a second. So yeah, some ribbon. This is a book, a hardback book, which I've just kind of pinned on. I've got some lace going down the spine, and then I've pinned on another one of those little bling bars and a little ribbon there, bow there, and then a flower here and some collage paper. And then clipped on with the bulldog clip, I've given you 3 ruffles which coordinate nicely, hopefully, with the pieces actually, you know, the main pieces in the kit. Obviously, and then this little fabric tag, which I just thought was, you know, quite nicely coordinated again with the whole kit. And then you've got this flower here. It's all been inked up and glittered up, and it's obviously layered kind of paper flowers. And then going inside. So again, I mean, it's one of my, you know, larger style kits really. But yeah, hopefully it kind of all just goes really nicely together. So I'll show you the tiny items that you get first. So if I just tip them all out. Oh, they're not coming out. Hold on. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Right. So you've got this little kind of paper pouch here that I've just made and layered up some bits. Again, I've just attached one of my fabric flowers on there with a bulb pin. So you can just obviously, you know, take that off with the pin and pop it around on your projects. And then you've got a variety of little items here. One of my little acetate, laminated pieces there with some stamped image, little label, another little label, some journaling cards there, little stamped image, and some little tiny bows, postage stamp, little fabric piece there, little die cut piece, another one of those little tabs, and then a couple of butterflies here that I've kind of painted, and then a button, and then here you've got, oh sorry, and another little button there, a little heart shaped one, and then you've got some tiles which I've just glossy accented, which again, you know, hopefully would kind of go quite nicely with the pieces in the kit. And then a little baker's twine bow there. So that's all of the small images in that, or small pieces in that pouch. So the kit itself, it's kind of bird themed, and it's obviously in these nice greens. So inside the actual book itself, I've just got these couple of pockets here with pieces in. If I just take all the pieces out, and I can show you the pieces separately. So obviously this can all be deconstructed. You can pull the lace off, you can pull the flowers off, you know, and use all the bits kind of separately in your work as well. So if I just pop that out of the way. So the first item you've got here, a laminated piece with just some decorative elements, some lace, some bling and what have you. Then you've got this piece here with, again, bird image and, you know, things layered up. You've got here one of those envelope pockets. So again, just, you know, things layered up. So these are all vintage images of the birds and the flowers and things, and they're vintage postage stamps. Then here you've just got another little envelope pocket. This one is not a vintage flower. It's cut from some scrapbook paper. This one here, I love this one. It just looks really striking and pretty. So, I mean, all of these I've just glued down to use as little pockets and things on pages. This one here, which is like a floating pocket. So I would just paperclip it on and move it around in my book. You've got one of my little postage stamp fabric things. And then here I've just done a little kind of booklet that's been stitched together just from some paper bag. And it's again got some items clustered up on the front. And then here, this, which I would use as kind of a belly band, so I would just glue it top and bottom and just, you know, tuck things behind. This one here, which again, I would just kind of glue it onto a page and just tuck things in behind that. Here, this is a Jessica Rapp style cluster. I did try her method of stapling, but I didn't trust it, so I've actually glued pieces as well. Then this one, I would use this as a corner tuck and just probably glue it on two sides and just have it as a corner kind of piece there. This piece here with, again, more things layered up, and just use it probably as a kind of belly band across the page. So I would glue it just on two edges like that on a page. Then here you've just got another one of those little envelope pockets, again layered up bits and pieces, and I tucked into there just this little piece here. So I mean, again, if you wanted to use this as a journaling card, you could just journal in different coloured pen or back it obviously onto some paper. And then I just made this other cute little fold out, which is actually two little envelopes stuck together. So you've technically got little pockets in here as well. Now I haven't filled them because, to be honest, I'm quite clumsy. I'm likely to tear them putting things in and out, but you could pop things in there. And then you've got layered up bits. I love how this looks. It looks really, really pretty. So that's that one. And then we've got what I would use as a corner tuck spot at the bottom of a page, kind of like that. Here, another piece with some sheet music and some other bits. And again, just I would kind of glue it down and just use it like that. Here you've got a large tag, so I've just done some lace and some eyelash trim at the top for the tab. Then this one, I love how he looks, he's so cute, isn't he? And I've just tied it in with the yellow flower and things, and again, I would just glue it down as a little tuck spot. I mean, you could always put these onto envelopes and things if you wanted to. This one, again, I would use it as a corner tuck up in the corner of a page. Another one here, which again, I mean, you could always put this onto an envelope or something, or just glue it down as a little pocket on the page. And then the same with this one. So, you know, all of these could be used however you want. You could use them in their entirety as they are, or obviously you could pop them onto envelopes or the front covers of little mini journals, or, you know, anything you like really. And then the final item is this little pocket here. So again, I mean, I have actually backed this onto some plain card, so it's more like a journaling card. It's got some vintage lace here, and then I just popped in a couple of little tags there with birds on. So, I mean, it's quite a massive kit, as you can see. You've got loads and loads and loads of bits. You've also got, obviously, all your ruffles and, you know, flower and various different things. You've got your little bling bar, and you've got your bow and things like that. So, you know, you've got lots and lots of bits here to use. So I hope that you like them. As I say, both the kits will be listed in my shop, and yeah, I hope that you like them, and thank you very much for joining me. See you. Bye.